And this is Unity in the Community. I'm Ernie Floyd. The Unity in the Community show embraces the city versus diverse cultural communities, the music, the arts, and healthy lifestyles. And on this edition of Unity in the Community, we're going to go into the theater, and particularly downtown Worcester at Hanover Theater. There's a special show that's going to be appearing right here at Hanover Theater in Central Massachusetts. And we're very proud and also privileged to the fact that we have an actor that's going to be joining us. His name is Brian Kalinowski. He's an actor. He's in the show, the theater called Mrs. Doubtfire. And he's joining us here on Unity in the Community. Hello, Brian. How are you? Good, thank you. It's good to hear from you. What's been going on as far as yourself? And you're on the road and you're doing some things out there.
Yeah, so we're actually in Birmingham, Alabama right now. And then we are going to be here all week. And then we have a few days off in Massachusetts. And we will be coming to the Hanover Theater on the 26th of June. So we'll be there in a couple days.
Oh, that sounds pretty good. I really appreciate that. This is what we're going to do. We're going to come back because we're having a little bit of some quality issues and stuff. So stay right there. I'm going to try it again. And when we come back right here, we're going to continue this conversation, I hope, with Brian Kalinowski. He's an actor. He's going to be coming to the Hanover Theater right here in Central Massachusetts in June. I believe it's the 26th. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're going to talk more about them. We just want to get some things together here, and we'll be right back. Okay. So stay with us. This is Ernie Floyd on Unity in the Community, on Unity 979, Worcester's Community Connection. And once again, welcome to Unity in the Community. The Unity in the Community show embraces the city versus diverse cultural communities, the music, the arts, and healthy lifestyles. In this edition of Unity in the Community, we have the honor and the privilege to have an actor that's going to be traveling here to Central Massachusetts, and they're going to be presenting themselves and performing actually at the Hanover Theater here in Worcester. And the show, or the theater play, will be Mrs. Doubtfire. If you're familiar with Mrs. Doubtfire, which I'm familiar with, I remember the movie with Robin Williams. It was an excellent movie, funny. It gives you one of those productions that your emotions are all over the place. 1 minute you're sad, 1 minute you're happy, and 1 minute you could be doing a lot of different other things. It's pretty humoristic, and let's see what happens. I don't know what to expect when it comes to the play version, and that's why we have Brian Kalinowski. He's an actor, and he's playing Frank and Mrs. Doubtfire. We're going to try it again. Hello, Brian. How are you? Good, thank you. So let's see, a little bit low, but anyway, well, I'm going to keep talking, and then we're going to go from there. You said you play what's your character's name?
The character's name is Frank Hillard. I play Daniel's brother.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with all the characters per se, but with our discussion, I hope that we'll be able to do that. So, and you've been traveling around the country, and you're saying that you're down south right now, right?
Yeah, we're in Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay. And how have have the reviews have been in of the performance?
Right? I mean, from the stage, all we hear is laughter. And then sometimes a little sniffling toward the end, the emotional part. But yeah, we've been received really well all over the country. A lot of laughter. We sometimes have a hard time on stage not laughing at some of the things that are really, really zany in the show.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Because of the fact that it is something, whereas it's been Mrs. Doubtfire has been around for a while, and as I mentioned earlier, it was in the movies at one time, and now that it's a play, how long has it been in the theater? As far as who started it, and why did they decide to take it from the film version and create it to be a theater?
So this production began just before COVID and only ran for a little while before COVID shut it down. Then after COVID was, after reopening theaters, it ran for another short period of time on Broadway. And then the show went out on the road for an entire year or year and a half with the first national tour. And now this is the second national tour because it was so popular that people still wanted it in the community. So we're still touring all over the U.S. and in Canada and Mexico. So it's a very, very popular story, and they kind of took it from film and put it on stage with a lot of great music numbers and a pop number, and, really energetic, like kind of disco-y 70s song. So yeah, it's just a good time.
Well, it sounds that it'll be that way. And once again, thank you for joining us here on Unity in the Community. I'm Ernie Floyd, and joining us is Brian Kalinowski, who's an actor of Mrs. Doubtfire, the Traveling the Country, and they're going to be visiting Worcester real soon. It's something that you're not going to want to miss, and we look forward to seeing Mrs. Doubtfire here at Hanover Theater, downtown Worcester, right here in Central Massachusetts. Go to hanovertheater.org for more information. So now you're traveling around, you're getting great reviews. So how about your past in reference to your experience? How are you able to have the good fortune to join this cast?
Yeah, I'm very fortunate to be part of this cast. I've always wanted to be an actor since I was a kid. I grew up in Wilmington, Delaware, and I kind of tried my hand at a bunch of different sports and came into acting because sports weren't really working out. And it was, the rest was history. From there, I kind of found my thing. And so I moved to New York City, and I started doing shows. I did Hairspray for Royal Caribbean. I played Edna in that show. I did the national tour of Chicago, the musical, playing the part in that. So this is my second tour that I've done around the U.S.
So you have some experience here. As you said, you've been touring around. A little bit of your background, as you mentioned earlier, to add to that is, let's see, you play Frank Hillard. You're in this touring stage production. This is Doubtfire, of course. And as the brother of the main character, Frank, you provide a little bit of some things which I don't want to unveil, and you can share that with us.
Yeah, so I play Daniel's brother. If you recall from the film, Harvey Firestein played this part in the movie. And Frank is the one who transforms Daniel from Daniel into Mrs. Doubtfire. So he does the hair and the makeup and the costume and everything to put Daniel into looking like this old Scottish woman. And comedy ensues.
Yeah, I anticipate this to be really funny, especially nowadays. People want to go to something that's uplifting, that's bright, that's vibrant, and that's family and fun friendly. And people want to laugh, especially in reference to today's times,
Absolutely, yeah. And this show has a ton of laughs. It does have some sentimentality to it and a lot of heart, because the show in the end is about family and about love. But that's more shown through the spectrum of comedy and some music numbers and all that. So it's very uplifting and a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you for that. Now, being as an actor, and you're traveling and you've been involved with different troops and different scenarios, and how do you, as an actor or any actor, adjust when it's like you go into the rehearsal? Well, first you have to try out for the part, right? You have to audition, and then hopefully make that part, and then after that you get the part. Then you have to prepare for the part, and then you meet the other actors, and then before you know it, you guys are practicing your parts, and then you're on the road, and then you're with this, almost kind of like have to create this family atmosphere in a sense, because you're going to be living with one another for a good round of time, for a good while, actually. And then before you know it, they gave you this tour. We'll say it's going to take about, I don't know, 6 months or something like that. And you think that's a long time. Before you know it, you do it and get out there. 6 months has gone by, and then all of a sudden it's like you get to exhale. And then what do you do next after that? How do you adjust with all those different highs and lows in reference to preparing for acting and getting involved with other different people, adjusting to them, performing the play, and then all of a sudden it's over?
Yeah, that's a really good description, actually, of how it kind of happens, because it is very intense for a short period of time. You walk into a room of strangers who you don't know anything about, and, 6 months down the road, you're, crying in each other's arms or laughing at a movie theater, or, they become your family, because you kind of are traveling in a bubble, This is like you're working with these people every single day. You're living with them and, in hotels and going out to eat with them. And, so it does become, you get really tight. And I have to say, I've gone through it a number of times with different casts, and you have those special people that don't leave your life after you're done the tour. I have people from previous shows and tours that I'm still in contact with. And I'm not in contact with all of the people from the shows, but like I become attached to my family. I become attached to some of the actors that I've worked with, and they're always asking how they're doing. And, we'll meet up with them when they're in New York or whatever, and we'll have dinner. Or, it does become a family that sometimes you do have to say goodbye, but then sometimes you're working with them again. There's one person who I'm working with in this show that I did a show with probably like 5 or 6 years ago. And so we kind of picked up where we left off, and it's great.
Yeah, that's like an emotional roller coaster, is it? And I was just going to ask that, but you already seemed to mention that. The fact that, isn't it pretty cool that you're involved with this one particular play or this production and you meet them and you develop a relationship with them, performance-wise, and then you break off. Of course, the whole production is done. And it could be weeks or months, or in some instances, it could be days before you know it. You reconvene again, and you're on another project. You say, "Hey, didn't I see you in the last project?" Must be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it's great. I mean, that's showbiz right there. That's my theater.
Thank you. What we're going to take a pause for the cause, as they would say. We're going to come right back, and we really appreciate you, Brian Kalinowski, for joining us. You're an actor, and you play Frank, and Hillard, and you're with Mrs. Doubtfire. Hillard, actually, it's Frank Hillard. You're with Mrs. Doubtfire. You're on tour, and you're down south right now, but you're going to be making your way coming up the East Coast. You're going to be arriving here in Worcester at Hanover Theater pretty soon. We're going to talk about more of that when we come right back. So once again, Brian Kalinowski is joining me here on Unity in the Community. He's an actor with Mrs. Doubtfire. And this is Ernie Floyd on Unity 979, Worcester's Community Connection.
Mr. Telephone Man, there's something wrong with my line. What's up, Worcester? I'm Angela Gray, and you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection. When I dial my baby's number, I get a click every time.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Q, host of the Woo 508, and I'm here with
your girl Liza, Miss Consistency.
And it's your girl Chantel in the building.
Yes, y'all. Go ahead and follow us everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, the Woo 508. That's THEWOO 508. Woo!
Tell me a skin, roll me a phone, step into the roof, now you in the zone.
Boston, and Worcester. Get ready for one of the biggest Ghana, U.S. business and cultural experiences during the FIFA World Cup season. Join us for the Ghana, Worcester, Boston Trade and Investment Exchange 2026 happening June 24th and 25th, bringing together government officials, investors, businesses, entrepreneurs, diaspora organizations, and community leaders from Ghana and the United States. Day 1, June 24th at Hyatt Regency Boston. The Ghana Boston Trade and Investment Summit will feature powerful B2B and B2G networking sessions. Special guests include Ghana's ambassador to the United States. Day 2, June 25th, Worcester Common. The energy moves to Worcester for the Ghana Worcester Trade Fair, a free public event filled with food vendors, products, shopping, culture, entertainment, networking, and community engagement. This is where business, culture, diaspora, and opportunity come together. Learn more at heritagetriage.com/events.
Tune into The Sustaining Life with Susan T. Ulett, and together we will find our way to a healthier, healing lifestyle by listening to empowering stories of overcoming our struggles. Join me, Susan T. Ulett, on The Sustaining Life every Wednesday from 5 to 6 on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. See you soon.
What's up, Worcester? It's your boy AG, better known as Angelo Gray. And you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
And once again, welcome back to Unity in the Community. I'm Ernie Floyd on Unity 979, Worcester's Community Connection, and joining us is actor Brian Kalinowski. He plays the makeup-loving, quick-witted character Frank Hillard in the touring stage production of Mrs. Doubtfire. Welcome back, Brian.
Thank you for having me back.
I really appreciate that. So we talked about the ebbs and flow of the production. We talked about you in reference to joining the different casts and what it feels like when you travel and perform, and what's it really like to what interests you in a part actually when you're going out, because you're not going to audition for everything and anything. What's the most appealing to you when you decide to go out and you say, you know something, I want to go out and audition for a particular part, a particular play or theater?
Right. Yeah, there's so many roles out there. You have to know what your type is and what your strengths and your weaknesses are. So I'm not going to go for something that has a whole lot of really technical dance in it. So I'm going to go for things that are more comedy driven, because that's kind of more of what I do. I do comedy, I do musical theater. So those are the kind of things that I will focus on, those characters, but I'm not really the male ingenue of a show, the love interest of the show. So I look for those roles that have a lot of the comedy and the wit and, all that kind of thing. That's really what I focus on. And it's something, if I resonate with a part, you kind of know who you are and what you can do. And if something is, if the show's about something that I don't really know anything about, or, that I think I would have a difficulty portraying, you kind of, it's like the thine own self be true, right? You kind of focus on your strengths and your weaknesses.
Yeah. So tell us about your background. Where did you grow up in part of the country, and what school did you go to? And when did you find out to yourself that you decided that, this is the path I want to go versus any other path when you want to pursue a career?
Yeah, so I grew up in Wilmington, Delaware. I went to a small Catholic school there for elementary school and high school. And then I went to the Sales University in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and I studied theater. I have a BA in acting and directing. And from there, the natural kind of next step for a lot of us was to go to New York. So that's what I did. I started working summer jobs at a singing ice cream shop in New Jersey. And then during the year, I would go and be in New York and be auditioning. And I guess since I was in grammar school, I kind of found theater and did a lot of community theater, and that was kind of like my thing. Everybody has their own thing, whether it's swimming, baseball, launching the theater for sure. And I'm lucky that I have been able to make a career out of that.
Yeah, congratulations and sticking with it too, because it doesn't mean that when you go through what you experience, what you have, is the fact that when you go out for your first audition or second or third, there's multiple auditions you have to go through to finally hit one. And so sometimes you may hit it on the first one, maybe the second one. But in some instances, actors may experience the fact that they may go out on the 10th or the final themselves on the 15th one. When do you feel as though, and I know that you speak with your friends and the other cohorts, when do you decide that, okay, this is for you, or you decide that, you know, something, maybe this is not for you?
Yeah, I think that you definitely know if it's for you or not after. It's hard work. And so after a while, if you're working hard and it's not becoming of it, you know, then it might be time to find another path. Or a lot of times people do end up working in the theater and find something, a different element of theater that they're really good at, right? Like the marketing aspect of it, or the technical aspect, or maybe they're really interested in the wigs that are being done in the show, and so they start doing that as a hobby, and then that can also turn into a career path, right? It's just, you just have to follow your passion, you know, and so there are so many different facets of theater that you can be passionate about that lead you into a career path.
When it comes to Mrs. Doubtfire, if someone who's not familiar with the play at all, or the theater of it, or the film of it, how would you describe the production?
The production is just pure fun and laughter and high energy, high stakes. It's really a riot. I mean, the audience is insistent on time. It's really just a good, fun time.
When did it start on this particular tour? And when you arrive here in Worcester on June 26th, and then where do you go after that? And how long is this tour overall?
So we started rehearsing July of last year, and we rehearsed for about a month, and then we started the open in October, and we've been going all the way through. Worcester is actually one of our last tour stops on this first kind of segment, and then the tour is going to continue on through February of 2027. And many of us are staying with the tour. We're having a good enough time that we're going to keep going. So it's a long time to be doing the same show, but it's a lot of fun. That just kind of speaks for how good the show is. We're still having fun doing it, and you know, so it's going to have been about a year and a half of doing the show that we end of all of our journeys with Doubtfire.
Well, good for you. And I'm pretty sure that by the time you come up here, it's coming to the end. And then in some instances too, I know that we talked earlier about the fact that the ebb and flow of production and being an actor and auditioning, and then you're in it, and then you decide, well, not decide, but you're experiencing a long tour, and before you know it, you're making friends and you're building relationships, and before you know it's all over, and then you become sad in some instances. But in other instances too, sometimes maybe you could tell me yes or no, that sometimes people may say, like, you know something, I was sad in one instance when I performed on tour with a particular production. In another instance, you're like, oh my God, I'm so glad this thing is over.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to put myself in that situation. I usually am, and you know, been very lucky in shows that are really a lot of fun and that are successful. And, that have always ended well. Even though it's hard and there are difficulties.
Of course.
You know, take a rock. It's still fun, and yeah, I've been really lucky that I've not had that experience. So I'm gonna hope that continues to be the luck.
Well, good for you, and thank you for taking the time to talk with us here on 97.9 here in the city of Worcester, Unity in the Community with Ernie Floyd here, and we look for you to be successful during this production as well as the production afterwards, and wherever you decide to go, anywhere here in the country or the world.
All right, thank you so much. I'll see you next weekend.
I look forward to it. Once again, joining us was Brian Kalinowski. He's an actor with Mrs. Doubtfire production. He plays Frank Hillard, so we look forward to it when he comes to the city of Worcester. And I think do you guys do a meet and greet after the fact too as well? Or is it just pretty much you do the show and then everyone has to go home?
Yeah, I don't think that there's a formal meet and greet, but you can always come say hello at the stage for us. So.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. All right, there you go. I appreciate you, Brian. Brian Kalinowski, an actor, and he's with he plays Frank Hillard and the touring stage production of Mrs. Doubtfire is coming here in the city of Worcester at Hanover Theater on June 26th. We look forward to seeing you. And thank you once again for joining us on Unity in the Community. See you then. Thank you very much. I'm Ernie Floyd. This has been Unity in the Community and Unity 979, Worcester's Community Connection.
Unity Radio. Worcester, we've got you.
Boston and Worcester, get ready for one of the biggest Ghana U.S. business and cultural experiences during the FIFA World Cup season. Join us for the Ghana Worcester Boston Trade and Investment Exchange 2026 happening June 24th and 25th, bringing together government officials, investors, businesses, entrepreneurs, diaspora organizations, and community leaders from Ghana and the United States. Day 1, June 24th at Hyatt Regency Boston. The Ghana Boston Trade and Investment Summit will feature powerful B2B and B2G networking sessions. Special guests include Ghana's ambassador to the United States. Day 2, June 25th, Worcester Common. The energy moves to Worcester for the Ghana Worcester Trade Fair, a free public event filled with food vendors, products, shopping, culture, entertainment, networking, and community engagement. This is where business, culture, diaspora, and opportunity come together. Learn more at heritagetriage.com/events.
Kiva Centers is a leader in peer-led support, recovery, and mental health services, creating spaces where individuals can explore healing, rediscover hope, and embrace the fullness of who they are.
Starting in Worcester, reaching all across Massachusetts, and extending to Las Cruces, New Mexico, Kiva Centers is lighting the path forward through connection, community, and recovery. Learn more at kivacenters.org. That is KIVA Centers.org.
Everyone has a community, a neighborhood, school, place of worship, or other chosen groups. Communities can provide support when you need it, including helping your kids avoid underage drinking and other substance use. Learn more at talktheyhearyou.samhsa.gov.
You're listening to Unity 97.9 FM, WUTY, Worcester.
And once again, welcome to Unity in the Community. I'm Ernie Floyd. The Unity in the Community show embraces City Worcester's diverse cultural communities, the music, the arts, and healthy lifestyles. Once again, I'd like to thank Brian Kalinowski. He's an actor and plays the character of Frank Hillard in the touring stage production of Mrs. Doubtfire, which will be coming here June 26th here in the city of Worcester and Hanover Theater. For more information, go to Hanover Theater or go to hanover.org. Joining us now is an event coordinator, as well as the owner and operator of an organization that's participating in the World Cup festivities, and they're presenting their contribution and then bringing it right here to the city of Worcester, as well as Boston. And joining us now is Afua Dufar. She's an event coordinator for Elite Events, and she's partnering up with Rita Asante, and she's with Heritage Triage. Welcome to Unity in the Community. Thank you very much. So we have Afua and we have Rita. Well, thank you for joining me here on Unity in the Community. And Afua, you're an event coordinator and you teamed up with Rita. And how did that happen?
There's an initiative that we actually took with the city of Worcester around making Worcester the, I would say, Twin City for the World Cup. we've been very excited about trying to get what I would say different events that are within the community, but the focus has been around culture, trade, and interest. So we're currently curating some events as well to support events that are being curated as well by other communities in the community. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and you've been doing this for a while, and this is something that I know that's really dear and special to you because of the fact that they've been talking about the World Cup and this whole special event for a long time, and now it's finally arrived here, as they call the States, and it just seems as though that it's just taken America by storm.
It really has. Soccer, I would say, is like a pivotal sport in our culture. I mean, here they say, what is it, football? But we are obviously excited when we have soccer in the midst of us. I mean, it's a big thing in Ghana, so I'm excited that it's come this way for us to be able to have the opportunity to be part of it. So I am very, very excited. The Black Stars out in town, they actually have been on the Brown University campus training, and then obviously been gearing up really for the first game as well tomorrow. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it's very involved in reference to putting together something like this and preparing for something like this. It's like, I'm pretty sure you have a lot of sleepless nights trying to figure out how to just hone in on this event and make sure that it goes flawless, and also make sure that it's very enjoyable for the audience as well, because you don't want to disappoint the audience because it's been long anticipated, and now that it has arrived or arriving, you want to make sure that this thing goes off without a hitch.
Yeah, I can't take all the credit. I have to say it's been wonderful to partner up with Hillard and Heritage Treehouse, and also some of the community members with the executives. I believe we had the Unity Sausages of the people Kingdom who came in beyond the goal, and I think they just had their event as well. So that's another event that we were supporting and promoting as well. So there's been a collective group on the ground who's been doing a lot of the work, and we're just in partnership with them to ensure that we have a robust calendar for Vista for folks to enjoy FIFA. And we're looking at it beyond just the we're looking at partnership, community, and celebrating culture. So yes, I'm very excited with the collaboration coming together.
Yeah, and as you continue this, you just don't want this to be a one-time thing. You want this to continue on, and this is an opportunity to bring everybody together. Because prior to this, I know there's probably been a challenge because of the nature of how society is and the economics of just trying to put together anything and trying to collectively bring people together to celebrate something. But finally, this is something that would be an incentive for everybody to come together. And with your preparation and incentives and also the event itself brings something that, okay, people comes out of their shell. They're tired of the economic dire downfall, or whatever you want to call it, in reference to what's happening in society. But then they say, you know, something, we got to come out of it, and we have to celebrate something and be happy about something. So this is something that could capture that, and then after that, you can catapult that into something else.
Absolutely. I think this is also focused on unity and celebrating culture, learning from one another, and that's something that's needed very much at this time, given the climate that we're in. So I'm excited really to have the opportunity to have the community come out and get a little bit of, obviously, the Ghanaian culture. A lot of us in the city. So we're going to display on June 23rd, which is the next Sports Party. Ghana versus England, so we're hoping that everybody will be in the comments for that event. Before that particular event, there's also another event that's happening over at Mechanic Park, and that is focusing around the interfaith service, and that's really to bring us together as a winter, and he's coming all the way from Ghana to really put all the denominations together, really in celebration and unity. Again, it's been brought in all for that particular event, so that's the theme for that event on June 21st. I'm excited about that. So some of the dates people should remember is definitely the June 21st at Mechanic Park from 5 to 9 for the interfaith service open to the community, as well as basically Moab June. I think the watch party starting around 3. We're hoping to incorporate think the next event we have going on, which is we can talk about some of the trade events I'm excited about. If we want to look beyond just the games and just the celebration and culture, we want to be involved with it. So Heritage PR is also taking a lead in that, which is exciting to bring to the city. So on the 24th, we'll be heading into Boston for that particular event, and obviously the trade investment involved to B2B will be happening there too. We have a lot of partnerships that are coming to that. These are folks looking to obviously every business here, but I'm looking to expand also to home. I'm excited about that. I'm looking to do some business in Ghana. So if people have interest, to join us at the Hyatt Agency. It should be a very exciting that day. I believe it's starting from about 9:30 going all the way to 5 p.m. And we continue on to the trade fair that will be happening downtown in the Commons. I'm excited about that as well. And that one is also running, I would say, from 10 o'clock to 4 p.m. There's still taking vendors for that event. So folks are interested. I'm hoping that you could have something, a link that we could send folks on the website so they can join and be part. So we really have a ton going on right now, and it's exciting at this time to be part of these events.
Yeah, I find it amazing that you're able to put all this together. This is no easy fix in reference to putting things like this together. And you have the experience to do that. And that's why they called you. And that's why Rita Asante, who's the Heritage Triage owner and operator, and hired you, Efa Dufa, you're the event coordinator from Elite Events right here in the city of Worcester. As you're putting this together, as you put together other events, but this one in particular, you have the situation whereas it's so much going on, you're trying to bring everything together. It involves not just the community, but involves almost the whole world and other different countries. But the fact that a sport like, we'll say, soccer, and recently basketball, because of the nature of the championship, what is the fascination that you think, but if you just put all this aside, okay, and just rest for a little bit and just pause for a second, and then look at what is the commonality that's bringing everything together. And when it comes to a sport, why is it a sport? Or we'll say of this nature, we'll say soccer, it brings in that fascination and brings in that excitement, and why people just gone just crazy in reference to repping their country on a particular sport.
I mean, there's a history of soccer itself. We're going to talk about it. It's beyond just a game. It's excitement of people coming together in celebration, of expression of culture, really getting their team together. I mean, you want to be there. I know it's people will say it's like Sunday night football here, but it's much bigger too to other people from other cultures that are here. It's a bigger set at the Super Bowl, so we are looking forward to that season. It feels a commonality. It brings us together within the sport. It brings us together in celebration. And I mean, this is an exciting time. I mean, one thing we really say that we're going to have the games from here at the stadium, to that stadium. I'm excited. This is right next door to us. And with the population that is here, with people traveled in to witness it, the excitement just keeps going and growing. It's had the pleasure to meet the best stars as well, and our community has really been together to meet them on, and we're hoping we're going to definitely score. I think this is the right place to have the right people who are within our population coming out to support it and supporting other games. There's other watch parties as well in the city. I do want to acknowledge that. There's some that are showcasing over at UNESCO International Lounge. There's also some of the showcases that are happening over at the There's obviously many places to go walk and show with the bars and stuff that are around. But for us on the 23rd, we are going to be downtown. We cannot wait. We want to invite all the community. We also want to make sure folks come to the city. I think it's a great opportunity. Right? So people are in town and we just want to not just celebrate and shop up, but culture, trade, and entertainment. So all that is what brings us together. But what is such a time as this? It's exciting time.
Yeah. Yes, and thank you for sharing that with me, because it all makes sense now because of the fact that, we have our regular daily lives, in reference to supporting our families, and then we go to work, and then in some instances we have some hobbies, if some of us do, and we do other different things to blow off steam. and maybe have a chance to meet somebody of our culture or heritage in our community. And sometimes that varies depending upon what part of the country. And sometimes they're a large community, sometimes it's a small community. But when it's a small community and all of a sudden everyone's excited about this particular entity, which is in this case soccer, and you're able to expand on that community, it's kind of like, wow. And they have in some instances, some people don't get the chance to go back to their country. And what an exciting way to celebrate, whereas the fact that now your country is coming to you in your area, and you're able to go like, oh, think about the past of growing up there and your experience there with your family and stuff, and you don't get a chance to see them. But now you have a commonality, as you mentioned, of the people sharing on this particular sport, that now your country's coming to you. And that's where some of the excitement comes from it as well.
Absolutely. I remember growing up very much in the soccer. I mean, I can't imagine, it's unimaginable that the community really comes together. You have cooking, people gather around. Again, the only thing I can really see people do here, but it's such a big deal. It is such a big deal. So that excitement, I think, is just being a child from here. So getting to experience this and being in the space and having this excitement there is something phenomenal. I'm sure everybody is feeling the energy, feeling the pride of the stuff, and feeling the black stuff. For the Ghanaian community here, I'm just excited to be part of the World Cup with all the different games that are going on, different games being played. Moab did a wonderful job, definitely coordinating, obviously, the last weekend game, which is great, and the Brazil game, which is amazing, downtown, so we are happy to be collaborating with the team, the organization, and the Ghana game, the Ghana game. It's exciting.
Yeah, we'll continue with that excitement. We're going to take a break really quick. We're going to come back and continue our discussion. Ifwa Dufo is joining us. She's event coordinator, Elite Events, and she's teaming up with Rita Asante. And Rita Asante is Heritage Triage, and she's leading the charge, if you will, and the momentum, and bringing all this excitement not only in Boston, but also here in the city of Worcester. And you listen to Unity in the Community with Ernie Floyd on Unity 979, Worcester's Community Connection.
Unity Radio. Worcester, we've got you.
Tune in to Affirmations with Alex, and together we will affirm our way to a healthier mindset by listening to empowering messages. Hi, I'm Alex from Affirmations with Alex. Join me every Monday through Thursday at 10 p.m. on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Boston and Worcester, get ready for one of the biggest Ghana U.S. business and cultural experiences during the FIFA World Cup season. Join us for the Ghana Worcester Boston Trade and Investment Exchange 2026 happening June 24th and 25th, bringing together government officials, investors, businesses, entrepreneurs, diaspora organizations, and community leaders from Ghana and the United States. Day 1, June 24th at Hyatt Regency Boston. The Ghana Boston Trade and Investment Summit will feature powerful B2B and B2G networking sessions. Special guests include Ghana's ambassador to the United States. Day 2, June 25th, Worcester Common. The energy moves to Worcester for the Ghana Worcester Trade Fair, a free public event filled with food vendors, products, shopping, culture, entertainment, networking, and community engagement. This is where business, culture, diaspora, and opportunity come together. Learn more at heritagetriage.com/events.
Everybody's running. What's up, it's Summer Walker, and this is Chris Warner. My name's still Chief with 2 eyes.
Yo, what's poppin'? It's Kendrick Lamar, letting y'all know.
What's good? It's Metro Boomin.
What's up, it's Summer Walker.
Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Leon Thomas.
Log into Club Unity every Friday and Saturday, 10 to 1 on Unity Radio, 97.9 FM. Let's go.
We got this
You're listening to Unity Radio, Worcester's community connection.
And you're back to Unity in the Community. I'm Ernie Floyd of Unity 979. This is Community Connection. Ava Dufo is joining us, event coordinator for Elite Events, and she's leading the charge with Lita Asante, and she's in charge of Heritage Triage, and they're putting together the special event, once in a lifetime event, actually, coming here in the city of Worcester as well as in Boston. There's going to be some, what they call chamber exchange. Companies get to talk in reference to investments, talk in reference to culture, talk in reference to heritage, as well as enjoy a sport. They call soccer here, but over the Europe side, they call it football. And so join us once again is Ava. Ava, welcome back to Unity in the Community.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here. I think Rita's trying to do as well, so hopefully we have the opportunity. I want to focus in on the trade event. I do think that we have some exciting things to definitely add on. And I want to make sure that I do her event justice. What I will say is that for, as shared before, with the 24th event, we really have some folks that are coming in from Ghana who are within the real estate sector, as well as from I think I see different sectors really in business, and I'm looking to engage the community here around the B2B sessions of folks who are interested in obviously starting their businesses or getting connected back home as well. So this event is something that I'm very excited about. I think it's a business woman. I'm looking to hopefully engage and network.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Hey, how about this? I know she's trying to call in, but there's only one line. Can she call you and you bring her in on the group conference on your line? Yeah, just give her a text. We'd like to bring her in because I think she's trying to come in, and we only have one line here, unfortunately. And so that's one of the things that we can aim for the future, to move up in the technology well. And I really appreciate that. And so being patient here, we're having some challenges we're experiencing right here, but we want to be better, and we're trying the best we can to go to that. That's something what we have to do here is to aim for, which we have been, and within time, we're going to be able to accomplish that. So I really appreciate your patience, and also read to the patience as well. Once again, this is Unity in the Community. I'm Ernie Floyd on Unity 979. This is Community Connection. And once again, joining us is Ava Dufu, and she's with the event. She's the event coordinator for Elite Events. And we're also going to have Rita Asante, see if she can join us. And she's with Heritage Triage. And together, they're a dynamic duo, and putting together the special project is going to take place in Boston as well as in the city of Worcester. And there's a lot of activities, a lot of events, a lot of collaborations and partnerships taking place to celebrate the sport of soccer. But most importantly is to bring people together in the end. And so that then hopefully the different countries, the different people, the different cultures and heritage, for everybody to appreciate one another. And it gives us an opportunity to lower people's defenses and their prejudices about different people, and learn from one another, and at the same time enjoy each other's presence and celebrate together. Whether you win or lose, the whole thing is about having a good time, understanding one another, and trying to hopefully live in peace and harmony, especially during these particular times. So with that being said, you're mentioning a number of different events happening here in the city of Worcester. So if anyone's interested in finding out a map or want to see if they can participate in as many events as possible, is there a website or is there a destination that people could go to find out exactly what that is?
Yes, I think right now we're posting on Discover Center now, so we'll be updating some of the events that are happening next week, so folks can have an opportunity to talk about there. But the trade event, which we definitely check out with the triage and leaders on the call, so I'm definitely going to have to talk about both of the events that are upcoming, and we will connect folks to how to register. Eva, how are you? I'm better. Thank you so much for having me.
Hi, Rita. Ernie Floyd.
Hi. Yeah. So, with the trade event, like you said, that there's two of them. We have the B2B event in Boston called the Ghana Boston Trade and Investment Summit on the 24th of June at the Hyatt Regency downtown. It starts at 9 with
networking and fun snacks. And then we move on to have series of conversations from the mayor, the ambassador, some trade associations, a legal firm talking about immigration landscape and what to expect, especially now that things are changing really fast and every day. And then we move on to have the B2B for 2 hours. So during the B2B sessions, we expect companies to engage the government of Ghana officials in the room and vice versa. So basically talk about, if you want to take your business overseas, or if you want to expand, or you want to meet a government official, government institution that you've been planning to meet, but it's time to talk to them about your business, how to scale, how to export, and whatnot. And then from there, we'll have lunch. Then from 1 p.m. to 5:30, we have series of conversations to start with the 24-hour economy deal room. That deal room will talk about the projects that the current Ghana administration has in terms of, like what incentives are available, what the local content laws, how open the country is for business, partnerships, engagements, and whatnot. And then we'll have a conversation on BP and workforce mobility, AI, and then we end the day with some black share conversation with also real estate. And then we move to Worcester on the 21st to have an outdoor event. This starts at 10 in the morning. The mayor of Worcester will give his welcome remarks, obviously opening the city up for business, welcoming international visitors and businesses, and then the day starts with vendors all over the place, with food carts, with the fashion show. We have the Ghana Embassy doing some of their consular services on site, and it's going to be music, food, social engagement, just network with people, learn from each other, connect with the community, we learn from the international organizations and individuals, and just have a fun day. Be out in the sun. Let's talk about business. Let's buy and sell from each other, and we have the day at 4 p.m. and go back to our normal life. So we want these 2 days to bring the city of Boston and Wilson, the neighboring city, place value. And what I mean by that is you might have an idea you've been thinking about, or you wanted to, find a way of bringing it into reality, and you haven't thought about it. Come to Boston, look for me, engage me. I will give you an idea. You have those products that are sitting somewhere in storage, or you've been trying to sell it, and you probably haven't even had the time to do so, or the appropriate event or the right gathering. This is the time. It's the World Cup. There's so many people. There's diverse community. There's national company there. You never know what partnerships, networking, and opportunities these things can create for you in the future. So I really want the community to come out and give us. My phone number is 425-761-1874. Feel free to call, text, WhatsApp, bug my phone, and let's play with it. I'm open to supporting every single person with the registration, with questions, with I'm actually going to be there to help people basically set up. I'll be fixing tables with folks, running up and down to make sure folks have what they need, because I understand commerce and the language that commerce speaks that brings you monetary value. So you don't have to let this go. Come out in your numbers, bring the kids to be in the fashion shop, and by Judy going to teach the kids how to sew. So if you have a kid at home that you're wondering, okay, where is my kid going to be, bring the child into the shop and just sell it. I think it's going to be an amazing day where we do business, where we engage each other, and like I said, I think that it's a true judgment and family. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I want to say congratulations to both of you because of the fact that Afon Dufour, event coordinator, as well as she's with Elite Events, as well as Rita Asante, Heritage Triage, between you two and the work that you guys have put in to make this happen between the Boston and Worcester connection, I would say it's really incredible. It's something that, whereas, like you said, you'll be glad when it's all said and done. But meanwhile, you're almost there, though. You cannot give up because you're almost there, making all these connections from here to all across the country, and you're converging everybody to come to Boston, you're converging everybody to come to Worcester, and it's about a celebration about our culture and heritage. I'd like to thank both of you for coming to Unity in the Community and sharing your story.
Thank you so much for being very exciting content.
Thank you both. Afon Dufour, event coordinator for Elite Events, as well as Rita Asante, she's the Heritage Triage as well. To find out more information, just Google the information in reference to the information that's taking place right here in the city of Worcester, as well as in Boston. And I'm pretty sure that you're going to enjoy yourselves and have a good time. And it's a once-in-a-lifetime situation where you have the opportunity to enjoy soccer, enjoy culture, and also enjoy the food. We can't forget the food as well. And then hopefully after this, there'll be something whereas it doesn't just stop here for football, but at the same time, it'll also opportunity for different organizations and the different heritage and the cultures can come together and to continue these relationships and grow these relationships so they can go on and move on to other different things. So it's not just a once-in-a-lifetime situation, you know.
Absolutely.
And you too as well. Thank you once again. This is Ernie Floyd on Unity in the Community on Unity 979, Worcester's Community Connection.